Hi, this is Kat with Beadaholique, and in this video I'm going to show you some really great tips for stacking and layering your bracelets. So to do this, I've brought out a lot of our exclusive Beadaholique kits because I figured that was a great place to start. Also, if you're interested in buying our kits, you get all of the tools and the beads to make these. So I'm just going to kind of dive right in and draw your attention up to my bracelet display that I have here. Now I have a lot of different styles on here, and from what I can see from a lot of the trends, it's really about mixing styles and colors and just different ways to use different charms and kind of bring them all together. So I'm going to draw your attention over here to start. So I've made a stretch bracelet with some gemstone and wood beads, and I used some little metal seed beads on the inside there and added a tassel. So just a really nice, simple bracelet. Now you could wear this by itself, but I wanted to kind of add in some other elements. So you can see that I have a thin strip of loom work here, and this is bead woven. And what's really nice is this is actually part of one of our kits, and it has a really nice adjustable clasp. So let's say you wanted to wear it a little lower on the wrist, you might need something a little smaller or a little wider if you wanted to wear it a little higher on the wrist. I also have an adjustable bangle here, and I just added two tiny little charms, so I didn't really load this up with stuff. I just wanted to add a little bit of interest because, as you can kind of see, it ties into my next one here, where I did another little stretch bracelet, and I just sort of color blocked those gold and turquoise seed beads to kind of bring this all together. And I added a nice little Buddha charm there. And then another thing that we often see with these is macrame. So this is a really thin piece of macrame, and I've connected it with a button here. And this has two loops on the side, so it's a lovely little connector, and just a nice little slide clasp on the other side. So you can just sort of see how you could stack up just these 5 pieces to get a really fun little look. So we have that type of style, and if you want to go a little bit further, you can add in some interest here. This is a braided cork. And this is actually memory wire. So I'm going to go ahead and take this off of my bust so you can kind of see this. So this is a lovely little loop of memory wire. And again, this is a kit, and it has 2 little charms on the side. So this is really, really just nice and sweet. And you can tell that it sort of brings together the wood and the brown there. So you can kind of put it there as well. And now you can stack these in any order which you choose. But it's all about just trying to bring in just one of the colors. And you can see that I've made sure that all of this is gold for this one. So just kind of really stack it up and make it really beautiful on the wrist. Now another option is to do a bangle here. And I'm going to go ahead and remove this again from my bust. I have a lovely little thin cup chain just running through the center there. And this is just using a little bit of glue to add that in there. And it's a nice little seamless add-on. So it's a great little touch where you could wear this by itself, or you could of course just stack it up and keep adding it to our bracelets. So one last one that I have up here is using a little bit of chain and some lovely tiger's eye gemstones. Now this is a fun little bracelet, and again, could look very nice all by itself, but let's say you wanted to start adding some pieces. Let's even take one of my extra loom pieces that I have over here, so you can start adding that up to it. And let's say I wanted to add something else. I could add on another part of one of our kits. Now this is a flat Kumihimo. So you can just start to see how it can just really start to add up and look really, really fun. So I'm going to start talking about some of the other pieces that you can use once I get these off my wrist there. There we go. All right, so just to draw your attention over here, so I have some of our loom kits that I brought out. Now we have Loom Duo Kits, which is what you're seeing right here. So I pulled out the chevron piece. I think that's a really classic style to utilize. And this is another thin piece, so you're going to get the duo. So you can actually use both in the same piece or just wear one. It's entirely up to you. But we also have slightly wider, so you can see on the end clasps here how they just get a little bit wider. So you could have a really beautiful focal loom piece with adding in the thinner piece. And let's say you wanted to add in some cork to just add a little interest, so you could definitely do that. Or your piece here, which is going to add a little gemstone. So it just all kind of comes together. And the thing that I would want to tell you to focus on is focus on the textures, the beading, the colors that you're going to use. Now you can absolutely mix and match metals. There's no wrong way or right way to do this. There's just some ideas here that I have for you. So another thing here is I have another of our loom pieces, just with a slightly different pattern here in the blue and gold. So lots of options there. So another piece that I want to try to talk to you about is we talked about the cork here, and we have another style with the cork. Now this is more of a bangle with a little bit of a sparkly focal. So it's a nice little draw your attention in, but I think even on this side, if this were to kind of land on the top of your wrist, it's still nice and interesting. So that's just sort of another way to add color is with some of the braided cork. We do have some beautiful greens and some natural colors as well, so definitely check those out. All right, so one of the other trends that we see a lot is the wrapped style, which is going to be these guys here. So I have a couple examples. This one here uses leather and Swarovski pearls and seed beads. This one here uses a black cotton cord with some seed beads and some faceted check glass, so you can just see how different that look is. And then I have a double wrap here, and this features gemstones. So lots of really fun stuff, and this is leather here on the side as well. So, and these two are kits. This is a project that we have available on our website, but just some really fun ideas to, let's say you want to stack this up with something else that will kind of complement it. And let's see, what do I have on my table here? Okay, so this is a Kumihimo, and this is flat Kumihimo with beads on it. Now this together is actually one full kit, so we've already sort of given you the idea to take a triple wrap and then a single wrap. But let's say you wanted to kind of bring it all together, and I wish my beads were silver here, but you kind of still get the idea here. But you could just kind of add that up, and it's just a really nice little stacked wrist, and depending on how heavy or how light you want to go is entirely up to you. So lots of fun little ideas. You could also instead add a loom piece on the center there, or just even just those two actually kind of looks nice. You can just kind of stack that up there. You could take out the small one and just do the triple wrap. So there's a lot of fun ideas here. All right, and speaking of Kumihimo, we do have some round Kumihimo ones, and this is actually a really fun little kit, and I love that it has a easy magnetic clasp. It's just, I always like things that are easy for me to put on. But if you wanted to do like a black and white, you could do something like that. And even just having two there, so you don't have to go crazy. It doesn't have to go all the way up your arm. You could just kind of stack on one or two. And let's say I just want to make it a little bit more interesting for myself. And I'm going to add a little bangle on there. So you just see how easy that comes together just by focusing on the metals and just bringing the colors together. Now because it's black and white, let's say I wanted to add in a different color here. Let's say I just wanted to add in this guy. So there we go. So now I have a little bit more color there. Personally, I kind of like it without this guy, but you can just see how if it's your style, you can definitely kind of add that up. Now let me remove the black one here, and I think it actually starts to look a little bit better. So yeah, so even just something like that. So really nice and simple. And the great thing is that, I don't know about you, but I try to keep my jewelry just generally coordinated. Like I do have a few pieces that, you know, I just love, and it's sort of my outlier. But for the most part, I am the sort of black and gold and white kind of girl. So like this is definitely my wheelhouse, my family. So I do have a lot of pieces that I can mix and match. So it's good to think about as you're considering a kit or a new project, kind of thinking, oh, what could that really go with? So that's just another little tip. Now, one of the other things that I have down here is I've taken a couple of stretch bracelets and added them with a trio of adjustable bangles. Now, if you look at this one, there's not a lot going on. I have a couple little charms and a little dangle there. And this one, again, has a couple of those little charms, a couple little Swarovski crystals, you know. So not a whole lot happening here. This one has a lovely charm and some more of those crystals. And this is actually a Scorpio charm. So if you're into zodiacs, this is a great little idea, a great little gift idea. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to really kind of just take this to the next level. So I'm going to go ahead and put these on so you can kind of see how it's going to wear. So I have one bangle on so far, and I'm going to add on one of my stretch bracelets. And then I'm going to add the middle bangle with the exciting charms on here, or I should say the bigger charms. And then I'm going to add another stretch bracelet. And this one I did half and half, so you can kind of get black on one side and that silver on the other. And then I'm going to add on my final bangle here. So now it's a piece. Now it's a style. There's something going on, and it just kind of continues to fall around your wrist as you move. It's a really fun piece. So now I have something that I'm really excited about. And this is a full project that you'll find at beadaholique.com. But be sure to check out all of our kits. You'll get really inspired by a lot of our loom pieces, our rapid pieces, our pieces featuring cork, and even we have some more stretch bracelet kits as well. So be sure to check all of those out at beadaholique.com, and if you enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that subscribe button below.